Alright, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is A Drunken Disheveled Kamala Harris Emerges with Bizarre First Statement Since Election Defeat. Drunken Disheveled? On camera? Alright, let's go and check it out. Let's see what this takes us, guys. Let's jump into it.
Commentators are voicing their concern for Kamala Harris today after the DNC released a video of the vice president addressing her supporters for the first time since her humiliating defeat to Donald Trump.
Bro, I'm not sure you had to say humiliating, but we get it.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any engage and inspire.
Because like as of right now, I'm not really getting the drunk aspect of the overall claim. Now, when she kind of moved her body a little bit, it was, that was a bit drunken, it seemed, right? But keep this in mind. She just ran for president, okay? And she lost miserably to someone who she feels, along with the rest of her cohorts, is absolutely terrible. How can America do this to me? That's what's going on in her mind right now. Imagine you're going for the largest office in the land, okay? You dump a lot of money into this here. You travel around the country, and then you lose. What is your mental state? How is your mental state? Some people will be able to deal with this in one way. Others would not be. And I think that she's obviously dealing with it terribly. That's what it looks like. And it could probably most likely display as some type of inebriation, guys. That's what I'm seeing. Until she moved, and, maybe that also could be, some mental anguish thing going on. She cannot mentally get past the fact that she lost to the big bad guy at the rate that she did. Okay, that could be something there also, but let's continue.
So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Suspect.
Online commentators immediately reacted to the bizarre statement, with this person saying, Kamala Harris has released her first video since the election, and she sounds like a drunk girl hyping me up in the women's restroom. This commentator doubled down with this hilarious tweet. Whoa, I am calling for an immediate investigation into Kamala Harris for Russia collusion. My sources say she has consumed all of their vodka.
Okay.
And this commentator has echoed the same criticism of Kamala we all voiced during the election campaign, that she talks but says nothing at all. Is Kamala Harris drunk? The Democrats just released this video of Kamala Harris sending an urgent reminder to her followers to keep fighting. It's kind of funny. She's trying to sound inspiring, but ends up saying absolutely nothing.
Nothing, right.
And it wasn't only Kamala Harris who was part of the strange video. Tim Walz also made an appearance, also for the first time since his thumping defeat.
It's incredibly disappointing now, and look, candidly, it's a bit scary because there's a very different vision that's being put out there.
No. It's the vision that actually the rest of the United States of America, wants. That's what the vision is. The problem is that your vision of the United States of America is just not popular. And the reason why it's not popular is because you're trying to push it, right? So how about this? If you weren't so pushy, then maybe people would not have come out and just honestly, truthfully voted against the Democrat Party. It didn't matter who the Republican was. Don't get me wrong, there's a gigantic amount of people that were going to vote for Trump no matter what, right? But a lot of the holdouts and protest votes just went straight to the Republican Party. Whoever was on that ticket, bro, okay? The problem is that your ideology, what you were trying to put into the men's bathroom, and things like that were just not that important, let's say, to the masses of Americans. The mass of America kind of wants to make sure that you can maintain things in the United States of America. The economy is also very good, and we had a strong southern border. What were you going to do about it? And deleting babies is not really the thing that married women, I'm sure, were fighting for, bro. But do your thing, bro.
But now more than ever, we need the light to shine through. We need to be able to be that hope for the neighbor who's really wondering.
This commentator slammed the governor, saying Tim Walz thinks it's scary that voters rejected him on election day.
Okay.
Get used to it, because we're rejecting you again in 2026. The video comes after Kamala Harris has been MIA since her election defeat to Donald Trump in early November.
Check this out. One reporter in the White House has had the temerity to ask, where the heck is Kamala? We have not seen her since the election. Check out what the press secretary had to say.
All right.
To Hawaii while DNC staffers are just wondering what they're going to do for work.
The vice president has taken time off to go spend time with her family. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She has worked very hard over the last 4 years, and her taking a couple of days to be with her family, good for her.
That's fair. Like, and to be honest, I think if you were not like stuck within the echo chambers, let's say, you would see that. I mean, she's human, guys. Regardless of her policies, regardless of who she was, regardless of, you know, all of these things. She in fact is human, and she just lost massively to someone who she thought, she would be able to walk over. Yes. That's what happened. Mentally, she's suffering through mental anguish. I don't really see the inebriation aspect of it. I can see how people can think that, but I don't think there's much validity in that actual statement, guys. But yeah, she just needs some time off, bro. It's fine, to be honest.
How could you possibly question that? She's just taking some time with
how could you question that?
her family.
And after her Hawaiian holiday, many people are now asking, what is next for Kamala Harris? Will she be deluded enough to run for the presidency again?
I hope not.
So, good point, right? So, look, she can try as she might. Third time lucky. Of course, for Trump, he ran 3 times, won 2 out of 3. Third time and her winning 0 out of 3 might be the result. What do you reckon?
Well, I reckon that the Democrats, if they're going to win the presidency again, they're going to need to go back and start actually trying to do business with the working class constituency that they have sent off to the Republicans. And you know, it's not going to be Newsom, it's not going to be Harris, who the more anybody saw of Harris, the more they realized she was a vapid socialist idiot. But I reckon it's going to be somebody like Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania. He did not want to be the
Bro, your mic is on the table. Stop hitting the table. Are you new here?
vice president. I went and watched a bunch of the stuff that he has done. He's a very smart, very sharp, intelligent guy, youngish. He could be the next future for the Democrats in 28 if the Democrats do what they need to do, which is to reconnect with actual real people and not people who, you know, are at the very top and very bottom of the economic spectrum.
Yeah. Also, this.
Oh, bro, we just let a non-American basically break down America in a way that I don't even think many people fully grasp what he just did here, guys. He's right. The Democrat Party is, in fact, full of the people that are at the very, 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 very bottom, okay, of the, let's say, financial stage in America, and the ones that are at the very, 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 very top, right? The heads and you know, international leads of corporations are the ones that are basically looking for any cause that they can have the Democrats push, so they can basically do some like hashtag activism, let's say, with their companies, so they can bring people in and say, look at how, I don't know, diverse we are, or whatever they're doing these days, guys, right? And the people who are at the very, very, very bottom, who are also now just basically living off of any type of government handout exclusively. They're at the very bottom and at the very, very top. Bro, I like that. All right. Thank you for putting it in a way that I think many people could actually grasp, guys. But either way, let's continue.
This idea that, you know,
maybe
they say
don't need to know my pronouns.
They say it
that may be too
now, and
much.
then the
Well, that's also valid, guys. I definitely do not think that Kamala Harris is going to be considered a pariah in the party. I think she represented the party pretty much well. Exactly what she espoused is exactly what that party pushes anyway. AOC recently took the pronouns out of her bio, guys. I mean, again, you have to understand how this looks to the rest of America. Okay, the overwhelming majority of America is not a part of that community. Okay, like we can absolutely have no problem with the video's over, guys. So we can absolutely have no problem with anyone that wants to live any type of alternative lifestyle. Absolutely, bro. It's your life. It's not mine, right? But just keep this in mind here. It's your life, not mine. I don't live that experience. I don't live any of these things, and I refuse for you to influence any of my children with any of the things you're saying. Okay, like this type of thing. Do your thing. Live your best life. I want you to exist. I don't want your life or any of your rights to be taken away from you. I want you to live exactly how you are. But do not think under any circumstance that the majority of America is the same as you, if that makes any sense. It's because it's just not true, right? So when you start putting the interest of a niche minority above the majority, what are you expecting here? You're gonna start realizing that people are gonna start getting absolutely irate at the things that you're pushing generally. And Hollywood is basically helping aid all of it. Basically, watch any movie, specifically from when Disney took over Marvel, for example. Bro, I accidentally, guys, I watched the new Captain Marvel movie, for example. Maybe not the new one, the original one. I don't know, 2019. I don't know what year it was, bro. But so on the other channel that we have, Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, we're basically watching all the Marvel movies. And in line came Captain Marvel. I honestly wanted to never see anything Marvel-oriented after that. It was a nightmare, okay? A complete nightmare. So watch anything from that era, whenever that movie came out, and you'll understand why people are angry, okay? You can have anything you want, guys. I don't care. I want everyone to be able to live and let live type of thing. And for example, you can have leads, like Captain Marvel being a woman was definitely not the issue here. But it's the other things that were involved with it that made it a little bit terrible. Okay. If you guys watch Star Trek, I want to explain something to you. So for example, Captain Janeway, let's say from Star Trek Voyager, in fact, my favorite captain, she's a woman. No complaints here, guys. Like, at all. There were never any moments in that show where things were just like, I just hate men. Men are bad, right? But now watch the new Star Trek Discovery, where again we have a woman lead, but it's just being constructed in a way that is just like anti-man, right? I absolutely want everyone to have equality. You get what I'm saying here? But it doesn't need to end up sounding like you just immediately hate the other party. Like, that's what I think is generally inherently bad, guys. If you get my analogy, if anyone has seen Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek Discovery, you'll get what I'm saying here, guys. It's like constantly looking for moments to dunk on men. That's not the point here. We in fact need each other. My strengths are your weaknesses, right? Your weaknesses are my strengths, right? It's a perfect balance, guys. We don't need to be like this. It's wild. If that makes any sense. I don't know how I got onto this topic, but I do this sometimes. Apologies, right? But the whole ideology that Kamala Harris is basically pushing is the mainstream ideology of the current contemporary left. It's just the mainstream ideology. And people voted against that ideology. That's what happened. And if you don't believe me, bro, when was the last time a Republican won the popular vote? Okay, pay attention. But something tells me the Democrats are not going to pay attention at all. Okay, but either way, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. This is my lightsaber. Hey guys, you guys subscribe to the other channels, Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, you're amazing.